moments. What do you remember about what that felt like and how desperate you were to get a win?
You feel like everything's against you, because for the fans, sometimes for older players, they don't see any light at the end of the tunnel, right? They just see what's in front of them at the moment. And it's hard, man. It's tough, And one thing I'll say, though, is if you can grind through those moments, work really hard, stick to your process, when the good moments come around, it makes you thankful for those other moments, you know what I mean? And so it's really hard, because every day you're going in there giving it everything you got. You haven't won a game. It's frustrating. I lost my first 10 games, in my career, and I'm thankful I'm still in this league for that. You know what I mean? But you just keep working hard, and you don't worry about what anybody says. You make sure you listen to your coaches, and you make sure you give it everything that you have every day. And then when the good times come, it feels a lot better.
But you have an idea of how they're going to feel, like, say, if they get off to a good start,
Yeah, absolutely. I've been there, and and a lot of those guys have been on some winning teams, right? Some good playoff teams. So I can imagine they're a little frustrated, right? But they're all professionals, and they're going to bring it.
The fact that you've been there before, tough losing streaks, does that give you the opportunity to realize that anything can happen in the NFL, and just because they haven't won a game yet, not to overlook a team like this?
Oh, yeah. I never look at stats or records. I just turn the film on and see what I have to see, And this team that we're playing is talented everywhere. They got a great football team. They got great coaches that have come from great places. They're in the middle of installing their systems. They're in the middle of trying to figure out what offense and defense with their personnel that they're trying to do and all those kind of things, right? They're in the middle of that. So who says it wouldn't click this week, right? And so I don't care about records, man. I prepare every game as if this is the game, right? And so there's no, they haven't won a game. I don't care how many games they have or haven't won. They're, got Pro Bowlers all over their football team, and they were going to bring it, that's for sure.
Why do you think that you've been so good on third down, personally? The numbers are really high.
The coaches putting together a good plan. I'm just here to do my part. Our guys are winning on their routes. I have time to throw. We're picking up the blitzes. There's so much. It's a team game, man. There's so much that goes into it. We've just been really good as a whole with our process, from our coaches putting together a plan, our linemen picking up blitzes, and our guys winning on routes.
Is part of it, setting things up with success on the early downs? Especially with Josh and the way he's run the ball too.
Yeah, 3rd and 3 in this league is a lot different than 3rd and 8. That's for sure. It gets a lot crazier. It gets a lot more exotic. I've shown some of my buddies some of the 3rd and 8 blitzes in this league, and they have no clue. How do you put that in on Madden? You know what I mean? That's why I said this isn't a video game. It's a different game. When you get to those longer distances, right? Those mid to longer distances, it's you see stuff. People are coming out of the ground sometime. It feels like they're playing with 12 at times. And these coaches, the defensive coaches, are too smart, man. And so you got to give them a lot of credit. But we give our offensive line and Josh a lot of credit for staying efficient. In the run game. And in our quick passing game that everyone loves so much.
Waller, teams have done a lot to try and take him out a little bit, and his receptions have gone down. But he doesn't seem to care, because now Renfro's catching passes, and he's good with that. And you have Jacobs, who couldn't have been happier with Ingold getting his touchdown. That whole, all that sort of, the lack of a better word, all the teamwork you guys have going, how special has that been for you guys?
It is so special, and it's very rare nowadays, right? We do not care about fantasy numbers. We do not care about stats. We don't care about anything but winning. And if they're going to take Waller away, then the way we're going to have to win games is for someone else to step up and win their matchup. If they're going to take the pass game away, myself and our pass game, then Josh has to win it, with our offensive line. If they want to take Josh away, then our guys have to win outside. We as a team, we have such a good group of skill position guys that do not care about that stuff, right? And that is, as you know, that's rare, especially nowadays when everything's on social media. If you don't get enough fantasy points, people are tweeting you and all these kind of stuff. I promise you, no one on our team cares about that stuff even a little bit. You know, we care about each other. We care about seeing each other succeed. That's why, if you ever watch our team, whenever someone scores a touchdown, you don't see anyone on the field like, man, that should have been my ball, or man, that should have been me. Like, nobody cares about that stuff. We just care that our buddy scored and that we're going to win the football game.
Should people pick you up this week in fantasy?
No, who cares?
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
You talked about you not caring about the Bengals record. You just see what's on film and
Yeah.
prepare for the game. Have you had that talk with younger players? Have you noticed anybody kind of you need to have that conversation?
No. I think our coaches do a good job of that. Our coaches have been in this league a long time. They realize. I mean, we look at just last night. Kentucky, #1 team in the nation, lost. To someone who no one thought they'd lose to, right? You watch. The Saints, who were at 7-1. They lose to the Falcons, who everyone's written off. This is the NFL. This is not high school football. It's not even college football. It doesn't matter what the spread is or who's picked to win. I think we've been picked to lose every game since I've been here. It doesn't matter at all, right? You just got to show up and you got to play. And I don't expect Cincinnati to come out here and just roll over, man. These guys are professional athletes, and they're really good professional athletes. They don't get enough credit. I think people sometimes look at a 0-9 team and they play Madden and see that their ratings are going down. But when they turn the film on, people that play football know how good the Bengals are.
So those are the exact two instances that Gruden used also. So it's fair to say that those have been discussed?
No. Those are the same ones? I promise it wasn't. That's how I tell you, he's rubbing off on me. He's rubbing off on me.